have been fairly sedate since that shot. And Redhead make to go back to his mark and rethink. Turns now and breaks into that stride. Now to bowl to Bertel, and this delivery punches and punches nicely into that onside position there, and the ball is quickly back. And one more added to the Nepalese total. Is now on to 38 for the loss of 1 as the sunshine is out in all of its glory here at Park Hill. Redhead. One of 2 Grenadian quicks in this Woodland Islands Volcanoes lineup. This time to bowl to Asif, and Asif is, well, out-caught. Beautiful catch it is. He was looking to work this somewhere in the offside, got a top edge, and flew into that short third-man position. And catch taken there. Nepal losing the first wicket, and a very important wicket of Asif. Going for, I believe, 30. And Nepal, they are 38 for the loss of 1. But a nice, decent catch taken there. And there's Asif making his way back to the dressing room as we have a look at the replay. Wonderfully taken catch. And Nepal now 38 for 1, and this is the 4th over, and they were really going at a very good rate. 11 runs per over there about. Would have been fairly sedate since that shot. And Redhead make so to go back to his mark and rethink. Anil Kumar Sa turns down. Anil Sa and breaks into that number 16 on the back of his shirt. And he'll join Bertel. He punches and punches. For the loss of 1 wicket. Redhead was having a brief bit of interaction there with Lewis. And the now turn comes in out to bowl to Anil Kumar. Kumar to this delivery is beaten outside the off stump. Knew absolutely nothing about that one. And good comeback here from Redhead. That's the end of over number 4, and at the end of it, total is 40 for the loss of 1 wicket. And there we see both batsmen having a mid-pitch conversation, mid-pitch conference, and certainly will be having a change from the southern end. It appears as if Lewis will switch from the northern to the southern end. Sherman Lewis. And we'll be bowling to Bertel, who just doing some repair work to his gloves. So Sherman Lewis had to abort that run as there was an exchange between Teddy Bishop and Asif Hooper. Bishop moving into, Hooper moving into that short cover position. And Lewis now turns to ball to Bertel. And didn't deliver. Dead ball signal by the umpire. For the loss of 1 as the breeze picks up here at the Park Hill playing field, and Lewis first over from this end comes in now, bowls to Bertel. Bertel tries into the onside, long on, comes off the fence in Teddy Bishop, and return is into the gloves of the keeper there. You had to come forward to collect that one, but very importantly, no run added. Total remains on 40 for 1. Muhammad Asif, a batsman who's gone back to the locker room. Here is Sherman Lewis. Races in. And this time, Kumar looking to punch through the offside. Didn't get any batter on the ball. And that one went comfortably into the keeper's gloves. So we're into this, the 5th over, 41 on the board, 197 the target. Lewis looking to pick up that wicket for the Windward Islands. Bowls to Kumar. Kumar's nice shot. Well guided off the hip and into that fine leg fence. 4 runs, and taking his tally to 5, and it's 45 now for the loss of 1. Bertel, who's on 11, leans on his bat at the non-striker's end as Lewis pumps and comes in out the ball and wraps on the pad. Is a loud appeal, but that one looks as if it was somewhere down the leg side, and Kumar fights on quite naturally. Total remains at 45. So Kumar is on 4 and Kushal Bertel is on 11. And Sherman Lewis in this, the 5th over, his second. Will come into bowl to Anil Kumar. Takes a couple of steps down and held back there by Lewis. Saw the bat advancing and decided just to pull back a bit. And in the end, he had no choice but just to punch it into the offside. And getting a single in the process. He's on to 5. Total now up to 46 with a loss of 1. So 151 required as we enter the 5th over. 15 to go after this one. So they required a run rate just over 10 runs required here over from this Nepalese team. And Sherman Lewis comes in now. This time to Bertel. And Bertel drives. Lovely. Fielder coming around. And return coming in. The bowler was not there to pick up immediately, but in the end, just a single. And that's the end of over number 5, and the end of it is 47 for the loss of 1. And with another 15 to go, exactly 10 runs per over required, 150 the total required by this Nepal team to earn victory in this, the first practice game here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, where they're taking on the Windward Islands Volcanoes. And it's a Volcanoes team certainly packed with a lot of talent. Sunil Lambris not with the outfit. Understand that he's injured. And nonetheless, they've posted a decent total here today. A total of 196, just 4 runs short for the 200. But the Park Hill playing field, not the largest of grounds, but quite a good facility. And Nepal certainly will be looking to get as close as possible. Quite naturally surpass the total. Here comes Redhead now to bowl to Bertel. Bertel gets one right up, and that was a possible chance there. Back to Redhead. I believe he would have dropped that one, but you'll have a thought there for the bowler, because he was just coming off of that stride of his, and that one came rather quickly off the bat of Bertel. He flung himself to his left, but couldn't hold on to it. And a chance there for Bertel. He's not out on 12. Total is on 47 for the loss of 1 as Redhead comes in once again. And this delivery is shots, and a good shot. That's 6. Uppercut over third man, and 6 runs there from Bertel. Dug in there from Redhead, and got the bat under, up and over, so to speak. And 6 well-taken runs, putting the 50 on the board here for Nepal. They're now 53 for the loss of 1, and 18 runs now to Bertel. Redhead races in, and this delivery, driving high, hard, is gonna get pretty close to the fence. 1 bounce, 2 bounces, and I believe that's 4 runs. It is 4 runs. So shot over extra cover there for Bertel, and taking Redhead to the cleaners for those last 2 deliveries. It's now 57 for 1. And Bertel is on to 22. Redhead comes in. And this one, again, good shot. Under it, over the third man fence for 6 more. So it's becoming quite an expensive over here from Redhead. Captain Melius now going and having a quick chat with the Redhead, tapping him on the back. But the attack is definitely on here from this Nepal team. They're now 63 for 1. And this is the 6th over, maintaining that 10 runs per over. And Redhead, at this point in time, needs to have a settled head, as he will now, well, a boss's run, as the batter was certainly not ready. There's some field changing that is taking place. Fielder going right back on that deep backward point boundary. There's a point. Cover, mid-off, mid-on, as Redhead comes it down. Bowls to Bertel, drives down to mid-on, and quickly taken single. It is. And one more to the total, 64 for the loss of 1 wicket. And since the departure of Asif, who was quite aggressive, Bertel certainly taking up the challenge here for Nepal. Redhead turns at the top of his mark and breaks into stride, comes in. This time goes to Kumari's bowl him. Slow delivery it is. He played all over it. And a good comeback there from Redhead. Deceiving the batsman in the process. And he was certainly bamboozled, as we said. Loss of wicket number 2, therefore. Nepal is 64 for 2. And quite a nice, decent delivery there from Nicholas Redhead. He got a few sticks early on in the over. Some big heaves from the bat of Bertel. And in the end, with a settled head, if you can say that, deceiving Kumar and bowling him in the process with a slow delivery. It's 64 for the loss of 2. Nepal chasing a target of 197. So, a new batsman coming to the crease. And I believe that's Captain Rohit Kumar, it is, yes. Captain coming to the crease there for Nepal. So it's going to be, looks like Larry Edwards who's going to pick up the attack from the southern end for the Wooden Islands Volcanoes. And this time we bowl into Bertel. As punching up the gloves to Bertel and the new batting is Captain Rohit. 100. +30 required here from this Nepal team. 133 required for victory. 64 for the loss of 2 wickets. And Larry Edward comes in now to bowl to Bertel. Bertel punches this into the offside. Fielder comes in from that extra cover position, picking it up, and 1 more to the total. So Captain Rohit Kumar is going to take his first strike. Edwards goes to ball him. Beauty. Rohit completely beaten, bamboozled. And Nepal has lost the 3rd wicket, a very important wicket in the captain. Rohit Kumar forced back, one that kept low, and lost his stumps in the process. It's a 65 for the loss of 3. And certainly the Windward Island Volcanoes, after some early blows off the bat of Bertel and Asif, pulling things back in this the 7th over. It's now 65 for the loss of 3 as we have a look at the replay a while ago. And new batsman coming in, looks like Sandeep Jura. So Jura to join Bertel. Kushal Bertel. And Larry Edwards, and this is first over. Striking for the Windward Islands, and much to the pleasure of his captain and his teammates, and we'll continue In this, the 7th over. To bowl to Jura. Sundeep Jura. Just having a look at the field and now settles as Edwards moves between the umpire and the stumps. And this one wraps on the pad. Is allowed appeal and it's out. LBW. Larry Edwards picking up a second wicket in 2 balls. And much to the amusement of the spectators present here at the Park Hill playing field, the Volcanoes with 2 quick wickets at 65 for 4, and Nepal certainly in a bit of a bother. They've lost their captain, Rohit, with 1 delivery, and there we see Jura, also 1 delivery, and 2 wickets and 2 balls. He's on a hat-trick, Larry Edwards, and we now see the new batter coming in, a very tall player he is. And it looks as if it's Gulshan Kumar, the new batsman, to join Kushal Bertel. .65 for the loss of 4 Nepal. And this is the 7th over, being bowled here by Larry Edwards. Maybe just writing a new script as far as this game is concerned, Edwards. Because prior to this over, Nepal, they were really tearing into the attack of the Woodland Islands. Redhead so they came in for some stick. But he bowled a beautiful slow ball to pick up the wicket of Asif. And Larry Edwards, of course, since then has picked up 2 additional scalps. He's now on a hat-trick as Gulshan, tall figure he is. And still some adjustments being made by Captain Milius. Now we see short mid-wicket being put in place. As a matter of fact, he's going to go into mid-off position. Deep mid-wicket as Edwards comes in now and bowls to Gulshan. Gulshan is right in behind this one, avoiding the hat-trick. And importantly, no further loss for Nepal. Score is now 65 for the loss of 4. And this is the 7th over. Larry Edwards comes in now to bowl to Gulshan. Gulshan is back and across and plays it into the offside. Point comes into play and gets the ball quickly back into the keeper's gloves. Total remains at 65 for 4. Larry Edward into Gulshan, and Gulshan works it into the onside. So that's the end of a very good over, productive over there from Larry Edwards, picking up 2 wickets in the process. Very importantly, slowing the run flow, restricting the Nepal team. They're now 65 for the loss of 4, and certainly some repair work to be done by Gulshan and Bertel. I'm now being rejoined by Cecil Charles, and certainly the match well poised.
Very much so. 65 for 4 at the completion of 7 overs. I think Nepal would have some work to do, and certainly one would anticipate a partnership here between the 2 batters. And we see there's going to be a change in bowling at the northern end.
It is a change in bowling. Red had been replaced. He would have picked up the wickets of Asif in his previous over, and being replaced there at the northern end. Descarte. So Descarte, a new bowler, and had a fairly good innings, Descarte.
And actually posting a pretty decent total.
Yes, 196. And Escarte, along with Captain Melius and wicketkeeper Douglas it is, marshalling their forces. So we await the start of this, the
eighth over.
Eighth over, as Descarte, medium pacer, comes in now, bowls to Bertel, wraps him on the tie pad. He was looking to work it through the onside. And gets to the pitch of it, so to speak, and rattled on that thigh pad. Total remains at 65 for the loss of 4. And of course, we had some aggression from Asif, and Bertel has certainly shown that he can do it when required. As Descartes now comes in now, bowls to Bertel. Bertel drives down to mid-off. Fielders quickly onto it. Averts a single. And good cricket there by the Windward Islands.
Well, good cricket thus far, and Descartes seemed to hit the spot immediately, not giving him that freedom to free his arms. And he would want to finish very strong. I think Windward would like to have a pretty decent over here to just put some pressure more on Nepal.
Well, let's see what happens with this delivery. Descartes ins, bowls, Bertel works it into the, well, he's looking to probably get that into the point region. And ball in the end just there to the wicketkeeper. Total remains on 65 for the loss of 4.
So 3 dots on a row. Very interesting indeed at this particular juncture of the game.
Yes. Descartes. Right arm medium bowls and works into the onside. Mid wicket is off the boundary, and a good return coming into the gloves of the keeper there.
That was Hodge very quickly off the fence, covering grounds like a hare, and rifled that back to the keeper and keeping it down to a single. So really not having reruns turning over as we saw in the Windward's innings. They were turning over the singles, turning over the strike. But Descartes so far in this over, 4 deliveries, just the 1 run off the over. He would want to finish very strong, 66 for 4.
So Descartes just asking the cover to come a little bit more square, if you can say that, and he'll now, as a mid-wicket to come wrong a bit, comes in now to bowl to Gushal. Gushal just works it into that point position. Good work there from Captain Melius, and restricting the score. Still on 66 for the loss of 4. So it's really a nice, decent over thus far.
Yes, so 5 deliveries, 1 run, and certainly he would want to ensure that there's no boundaries hit at this particular stage.
Descartes is having a bit of a conversation there with Melius with regards to the field adjustment, and in his opinion the long off should remain, but Captain Melius is asking him to come into that looks like a mid-off position, bringing him off the fence and now pushing back the long on. So here comes Descartes now to bowl to Gushal. And this one beats him outside the off stump. The end of a wonderful over there from Descartes.
Extremely good over. Just giving her a single. And you can see good carry to the keeper. Certainly the surface, getting good bounce, good carry. And the keeper appreciating that. But the Windward's really tightening the screws here on Nepal at the completion of 8 overs, 66 for 4. And really, I think we want to see something here from the Nepalese, and let's see who is going to pick it up from the southern end. So right hand, left hand combination. So left arm in, bowls, but it goes back. So that bubbles back to the bowler. There's no run. So things are kept very tight indeed. Larry Edwards, Windward's bowls. Again, he goes back and he hits it in the air down to Long On, who comes off the boundary, keeps it down to a single. And the total goes on to 67. So runs now down to a trickle. And bright sunshine here at the Park Hill playing field. Lovely conditions. Nice cooling breeze blowing across the ground. One can see the flags fluttering in the breeze. And the left-handed batter, Golbin, comes in. He flashes at that, misses outside the off stump. Taken cleanly by the keeper, standing up. And there is no run. So Edwards keeping things rather tight. Yes, he's in with fourth delivery. He goes back, bangs it out to backward point, knocked down there by the man at backward point. They go through for a single. Total now on to 68. So 68 for 4. We are in over number 9. And really, the Windwards really tightening the screws here on Nepal. As Bertil comes back into strike. Edwards between the umpire and the stumps. He goes back. Edwards feels to his own bowling. And there is no run. So just 2 runs so far in this over, Anthony, with just a single delivery remaining.
Yes, and really and truly, the Windward has pulled it back nicely. Really putting a grip on the...
And that's a Yorker length. He digs it out. Well bowled.
Yes.
And
a halt on
again, that's the end of a very, very good over indeed. I think the last 2 overs, just 3 runs coming off the last 2 overs. Nepal find themselves under pressure.
Certainly a lot of pressure here this afternoon in the hot sun here at the Park Hill playing field. It's now 68 for the loss of 4. This partnership a very important one as they look to surpass that total of 197. They would have lost some 3 quick wickets, captain included, Captain Rohit, and Gulshan and Bertel, who's been there since the start. He's not out on 31, I believe. Will need to stay there, soak up a bit of this pressure and try to get Nepal as close as possible, possibly over the line here this afternoon.
Definitely. So Descartes will continue from the northern end as the wind was looking to really make further inroads into Nepal's batting. And he's driving in the air, short of the man at mid-off. Return comes in, tame return really. And what first looks rather suicidal in the end got in very safely. Total goes on to 69 for 4. We are in over number 10. And Asif Hooper covering grounds, fielded nicely, but I think was a weak return to Descartes, allowing the batter to get in. So Descartes comes into Bertil, who is flashing that down to third man. This third man on the bounce for 4.
Well, when you go at it as hard as possible, and so did Bertel on that occasion. Took the outside edge and it flew past the keeper and past that third man position, 4 runs to Nepal.
Well, Descartes gave him the room to free his arms, and he really went at it hard on the bounce and went flying past third man and into the fence. And his good delivery, and he has to defend. Extra cover covering grounds, and feels well. There is no run. And Descartes, with a smile, seemed to be enjoying his work. Had a very good first over, conceding 1 run, and now trying to tighten some screws on Nepal's batting. 73 for 4. We are in over number 10. And he's swinging at that high in the air. Find like he's coming around. Will he catch it? No, he clears the fence for 6. Top edge and a small ground. Asif Hooper was looking to get underneath it, but it sailed over his head and into the rails at the Park Hill Pavilion for 6. And the total now on to 79, but he was looking to work it. He got a top edge, and he got the maximum that he deserved.
Without a doubt. It was a well-taken shot there from Bertel. He's been the aggressor. He's on to 42.
So here is Descartes. He's down the track and he's lifting that high and hard. That would clear defense. This is another 6. Huge hit.
So Bertel now deciding that I'm going to take it to the bowlers, and he's throwing the kitchen sink more or less, but playing some good constructive shots in the process.
Very good shot. And he used his speed, got there, and he lifted it over the long off fielder, clearing him by a distance. And umpire Butler just examining the ball, now tosses it to Descartes, who has gone for some runs in this over. And here he is. Good delivery, guys. It's out to backward point. Melius has a throw, misses, and had that struck, he would have been gone by the mile.
Without a doubt, he was way out. But Melius, unfortunately, wasn't able to get ball onto stumps, and one more run added in the process.
So a pretty fruitful over indeed there for Nepal. I think some 17 or so runs coming in that over. So 86 for 4 at the completion of 10. If my math serves me right, 8.6 runs and over.
Well, there's just about 111 to go, so they have to go at 11 plus.
Yeah, 111 for 10. And so Larry Edwards.
He's had a good spell, Edwards. Let's see if he can certainly sustain that. And now receiving the ball there from Sherman Lewis as the sun is once again out in all of its glory, Charlo.
Yes, a wonderful day here at the Park Hill playing field. And Edwards would go between the umpire and the stumps. And one must say a much appreciative crowd here at Park Hill as usual. Not a very large crowd, being a working day and a school day as well.
Yes.
But there are those diehards who are here. And Ortill drives square, beats Melius. Backward point has some run to do. Hodge knocks it down and keeps it down to 2. So good work by Hodge on the boundary and saving his team 2 runs. The total goes on to 88. And we are in over number 11.
Well, Charlo, we've been joined in the commentary position by a gentleman named Sean Rose. He's not contributing, he's only adding to our hunger.
Well,
the fact that he's eating some rice and peas and stew chicken.
Well, I really refuse to talk about it because I think he has done it for spite. Here he says working it down to deep mid-wicket, who comes off the boundary. Keeps it down to a single. The total goes on to 89. 89 for 4 in over number 11. So the turning over of the strike that we spoke about earlier, and the left-hander, Gulshan comes in to strike. And he swings off the top edge, diving effort there. I think he just dropping short, but I think he was a late move by the field at short third man. He was looking to swing that somewhere over mid-wicket, got a leading edge, and fell just short of a diving fielder there at short third man. And there is no run.
So Larry Edwards continued to put problems to these Nepalese batsmen.
This time he swings high in the air. Someone is getting underneath it. Melius is settling. He takes it. And again we see Gulbin looking to go deep mid-wicket. Got a leading edge. Melius at short extra cover, covering some grounds to mid-off. And took a comfortable catch. Nepal now 89 for 5.
89 for 5. And yes, it's just the fact that Larry Edwards continued to bowl that good maintaining line, so to speak, and placing a lot of pressure on the batter Gulshan. He had that attempt, the ball before, certainly, and this time he was looking to go straight. Got the height, but got the elevation, I should say, but not the distance. And it was an easy work there for Captain Melius.
So Windwards continued to apply some pressure. So 89 for 5 in over number 11, and really it's going to have a big axe here on the lower order to really mount that sort of fight back. For Nepal, we see Airy making his way out. He will join Bertil, who is on 52, I think.
He's on 52.
All right.
Highest score for the game thus far. We had a good innings of the bats of Dylan Douglas for the Windward Islands, who scored around 50. And Bertil now on 152 there for Nepal. Let's hope it's not in a losing cause. They require just another 108 runs for victory. And we're into the 11th over. So Bertel, still a lot required from him. Opening batsman. He started quite sedately, so to speak. Left it up to his fellow opener in Muhammad Asif, who really plundered the bowling, especially off of Redhead. But since his departure, Bertel has certainly taken up the task, so to speak.
So Airy would now face Larry Edwards, who has been among the wicket. I think that's his third in, and he's working that out to mid-wicket who comes off the boundary. He will keep it down to a single, and the total now goes on to 90. It's 90 for 5, over number 11 in progress. And we see Asif Hooper doing a bit of warming up. So perhaps we're going to see the left-arm orthodox coming in at that northern end at the completion of over number 11. So Bertil, just Melius doing some adjustments. Bertil just pulls away. Now he settles. A big gap, a real open stance. A good delivery. Drops it and runs it out to backward point. He gets a single. And a poor piece of work by Captain Melius, giving away extra run. And the total now goes on to 92.
Should really have held on to that one, Melius, because Edwards was nowhere close to the stumps. He went for the stumps and missed it completely. And as you said, just giving up an easy additional run to the Nepalese team. 92 for the loss of 5.
So 92 for 5 at the completion of over number 11. So that would give us just over 8 runs and over. And we see Asif Hooper, who is going to pick it up from the northern end.
Yes. And Hooper.
So it's going to be all spin attack.
Without a doubt here at Park Hill as Hooper. And that bearded look reminds you of the English spinner.
Yeah, I know, Moeen Ali.
Moeen Ali.
So he bowled round the wicket, and umpire Butler standing at the northern end. So Hooper, like Edwards, would go between umpire and the stumps.
So this time he'll come into bowl to Irie, and delivery as a shot works into that backward point position. And Melius, the captain, is there. Didn't pick up initially, but did enough to avoid the run. Total remains at 95, make that 92 for the loss of 5. Asif Hooper, who is really, on local term, the T20 specialist. And this one driven into the point here again, and again Melius not holding on to it, and this time
giving away a single.
Yes. So one more to the total, one more to Irie. Bertel now comes in to take strike. Facing up now to Asif Hooper. This delivery is banged the square of the wickets, and that's going to get into the fence. That's 4 more runs. Good shot there from Bertel.
I think he waited on it, played it late, and bisecting the third man and backward point, and it raced away and down to the fence for 4. Well played indeed there by Bertil.
Without a doubt, he's certainly leading the charge here for Nepal. And he goes on to 58. Hooper. Just asking for a bit of a field adjustment. And that is the case. You see a short third man, a backward point, a point in position. So they're packing that area. They see that there's an area of strength for Bertel as Hooper now comes in now. And Bertel now looking to work this one off the pad. I believe it would have struck him on that thigh pad. Let's wait for the signal. And yes, it is a leg by.
So, leg by. Total now on to 98. And you see umpire Butler indicating 2 legal deliveries remaining in the over.
Hooper this time to Irie, and outside the off stump, fans at it. Didn't get any bat onto the ball. Luckily for him, an edge would have meant him walking back to the pavilion. Such is not the case as Hooper comes in now to bowl to Irie. Irie, good shot, works it into the onside. The long on comes in Kavim Hodge, and 1 more to the Nepal total.
So 99 at the completion of over number 12. And I would still giving away a boundary, but still a very good over indeed.
It is a decent over there from Asif Hooper, given the fact that the run rate required is still very much in the 11 runs per over here for Nepal.
I think that has increased. So 99, still needing some 97.
98. 98 off 8.
98 off 8.
Almost 11 runs per over required.
Yes, so still in that area.
Well, it's over 12 runs per over.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
12. So Larry Edwards will continue. I think this should be his final over.
Yes, this should be his final over. Ball played into the offside. And there, the fielder picking it up quickly. That's Hooper. Couldn't avoid a single.
And the 100 comes up.
Yes.
In over number 13, 12.1 overs. 100 for 5.
So Larry Edward, he's had a decent game. Had a fairly good innings for the Windward Islands. Comes in down, bowls to Bertel, and fans it one outside the off stump. Missed it completely into the gloves of the wicketkeeper.
Good take by the keeper. A bounce in delivery, and he rode it well and took it very cleanly. Very talented individual in Dylan Douglas.
Bertel to this one, looking to hoik it some over mid-wicket. Didn't get any bat onto the ball. It thumped into his pad. There was a loud appeal, but the umpire not interested.
So Douglas, he also bowls some off-spin. Very talented individual, doing some wicket keeping now.
His delivery is hit high and hard over cover, and almost into our scoring position here. And six well-taken
really
runs.
Into our scoring position. And you can see a few persons had to take a bit of evasive action. And so 6 to Bertel. He goes on to 64, 106.
He's really showing his class here at Park Hill. Kushal Bertel. Edwards comes in. Outside the off stump, and this one fanned it, got an edge, raced into the third man position, 4 more runs.
Well, the third man was a bit wide. He got a top edge, and that flew fine and down to the boundary. The wide third man just stood and looked at it as it raced into the fence, and all he could do was to just retrieve it and return it to the keeper. So 104 now for should be a what? 104?
104 for 5.
For 5. So Bertil seems to be stepping on the gas at the moment.
Edwards may have different thoughts to this delivery. Bertel is wrapped on the pad, looking to work it into the onside. He was stretching there. The end of the over, a mixed over there for Larry Edward, but very importantly, picking up 3 wickets for the Volcanoes and certainly keeping them in the hunt.
Definitely, and so his spell comes to an end. It's 110. Let's see, 110 for 5 at the completion of over number 13. So 7 overs to go, and the Windwards would want to ensure that this partnership is broken, because Bertil seemed to be stepping on the gas, really increasing the tempo, so to speak. And if once he remains, and so there's still 12.42 runs and over needed. And Asif Hooper will continue from the northern end. And it's going to be Airy, the right-handed batter, to take strike.
Asif Hooper tosses the ball from hand to hand. And now comes in, bowls to Airy. Airy was looking to punch that through the offside, but came off, I believe, the inside edge of the bat.
And bounced over the stumps, actually. And you can see keeper Douglas holding his head, perhaps saying, how did that miss?
Well, gods were with him as Hooper to Airy once again. This time he works it nicely off the pads into that short mid-wicket position, Hodges off the fence, and 1 run in the process.
112 for 5.
Quick conversation between bowler and keeper, Hooper and Douglas. maybe something that Douglas would have seen. And just indicating such to Asif Hooper, who mops his brow. And Irie now gets back into his wicket, settles, and to this delivery, drives. Long off is off the boundary. And they're back for the second, but a good two there from the Nepal team.
Good positive running on the part of Nepal, and picking up 2 runs and pushing the total on to 114 for 5. That was not timed as well as he wanted.
And there we see Irie coming down the wicket, but pulling back on his length there was Asif Hooper, and stifling whatever effort I had intended. 1 run in the process.
115 the total now. And Bertil, who is on 69, comes into strike.
So they've been knocking around Asif Hooper, getting the single here and there, the occasional 2. And very importantly, keeping that scoreboard ticking. Hooper comes in out to bowl to Irie. Irie drives down to that cover region. Fielder picked it up and tosses it back. And in the end, it's just
keeps it down
single.
to a single. So at the end of over number 14, it's 117 for 5. A pretty tidy over on the part of Asif Hooper. But we see Bertil now content to just work it around, perhaps looking for a late surge. And with that, they're scoring with 6 overs remaining, 36 deliveries to get some 80 runs.
80 runs, yes.
And we're needing some 13.33 runs and over. And I saw the Windwards would fancy themselves at this particular time.
Without a doubt, but with Bertil there, he has shown that certainly he has what it takes to hit this ball and hit it very far indeed. And they will be quite naturally cognizant of that and will want to see the back of Bertil. So, looks like Kavem Hodge is going to pick up the attack from the southern end.
So the Windwards will continue with spin, and Hodge, also a left-arm orthodox spinner. So we have Larry Edwards, Asif Hooper, and now Kavem Hodge.
So I read a batter as there have been a couple of fielding changes from Captain Melios. Kavem Hodge, Dominican by birth, and we're now prepared to come into bowl to Irie. The delivery that is short and is banged. I think he was looking to go more mid-wicket there than anything else.
He was tugged that down to long on, and he got a single. The total goes on to 118.
Hodge now to Bertil. Bertil.
He's bowled him.
Well, he has knocked it down the stumps.
He's bowled him. He chopped it into his off stump. And you can see the dejection on the part of Bertil. He was not short enough for that shot. He went back, and it was too close. Got the bottom edge into the stumps. And he has to make his way back to the pavilion and celebration in the Windward's camp.
Well, that's the wicket they wanted, because certainly Bertil was really and truly having a fantastic innings here at Park Hill. He looks dejected as he makes his way back, a shake of the head, but has to go back to the pavilion. And striking there for the Windward Island Volcanoes, Kavem Hodge is number 118 for the loss of 6.
And that's his second delivery. So early inroads by Kavem Hodge. He's a seasoned campaigner, one who came through the ranks of the under-19. Can recall up to 2009, 2010, he was in the under-19 squad. He has really grown in stature, played for the Windwards, also the West Indies. And here he is with Windwards Volcanoes in this practice game against Nepal, picking up an early scalp in his very first over of the second delivery, and Nepal finds themselves at 118 for 6.
So Sampal Kami, the new batsman from Nepal. Kavem Hodge had, I believe, 2 earlier overs. So he's now into his second spell.
He's into his second spell. Unfortunately, I would have missed that. As The new batter now takes his guard.
So Samal Kampi just having a look around, and Hodge it is. Bowls. Works it nicely to that short third man position, and the 1 run will result. Sampal Kami. So we have 2 new batters at the crease. One Irie plays it down to long off, and fielder picks up. 1 more run resulting.
It's now 120 for 6 in over number 15. And they really have some beautiful sunshine here at Park Hill.
Beautiful sunshine. Ball outside the off stump, knocked into the offside. And the field in that cover position comes around, picking it up. And 1 more added. It's 121 for 6. Of course, Thursday and Saturday, there are 2 other games here at Park Hill. Hodge bat is down the pitch in Irie. And this one, for a moment, I thought it would have been an opportunity, but it dropped way short of the fielder coming in from that long on position, and just another single added.
Well, I think it was good bowling on the part of Hodge. Saw him advancing. He pulled it down short. He was deceived on the bounce, and he was only to lob short of long on. And he got a single in the end, 122 for 6. A pretty tidy over and a successful over indeed by Kevin Hodge for the Windwards.
So with another 4 overs remaining, still 75 runs required. The task is getting bigger and bigger for Nepal.
Well, definitely. It is becoming like a mountain, climbing Mount Everest. And so it's going to be Asif Hooper who will continue. I think this will be his 3rd over. And he will bowl over number 17.
That's correct. Over number 16, I believe. Yes, over number 16. So Asif Hooper. It's time to bowl to Irie. At 45 on the back of his. Hooper to Irie. Irie drives down to long off. And fielders down there picking it up now, restricting the batters just to a single. Quick return coming in there to Hooper.
So Descartes on the long off boundary, covering grounds very quickly. And Hooper was full, not allowing the batter to get underneath it to go over the top.
Here he is down to Sampal. Sampal drives uppishly. Once again, Descartes comes into play. And again, another single added to the Nepal total.
So 124, 124 for 6, and we are in over number 16.
Asif Hooper. Outside the off stump, and this time it's into the cover, deep cover position. And again, yet another single. The singles are not going to do it for Nepal.
It's certainly not, but you can see what Asif Hooper is doing. Looking to bowl full, not allowing the batter to get underneath the delivery.
This one, Sampal goes square the wicket. Lovely shot. That's 4. Well struck there from Sampal. Ball just outside the off stump, and he got back into the ball.
A full toss, and he made full use of it.
Full use of it.
It had the width, and he just square drove it.
So Asif Hooper comes in once again to bowl to Sampal. A delivery that he was looking to, well, getting it pretty close to the fence, and they'll pick up 2 here. I don't think that was his initial intention, and there we see a bit of a scrappy work from the Volcanoes, but in the end, still restricting the Nepal team to 2. And total moves on now to 130.
130.
For the loss of 6. Hooper to Sampal. Nice deft shot to shot, third man. And the throw was quickly in, but so too was Irie, who was very quick between the wickets there, Irie.
Bit offline as well, so keeper Douglas had to cover a bit of grounds, and certainly Irie was not under any threat whatsoever, making his ground.
So there we see the end of over number 16 from Asif Hooper. I believe either 7 or 8 runs off of that over, not the required 13 plus
Certainly, and the run rate continues to mount. So for Nepal, Hodge will continue. This should be his last over.
Should be his final over, Kabem Hodge. This time he'll be bowling to Sampal. As Hooper goes right back on that copper boundary. Comes in now. Shot. And hits square of the wicket. Hooper comes around but can get there in time. Good shot off the bat there of Sampal.
Certainly gave him the width. And he really square cut that with some power. As if Hooper on the backward point boundary had no chance. As it went across the ropes in a very quick time, and the total goes on to 135.
Let's see what Sampal does with this one. And he's wrapped in the pad. It's too far down the wicket. There was an appeal, but certainly that was not going to be called out. And there we see a couple of mistakes in the field.
Again, and Captain Melius as guilty as ever. Had a quick throw, Hodge not collecting, and the total goes on to 137 for 6. So both batters are now on 14.
This one down to third man, picked up there, and one more added.
So 138 for 6. And Sampal goes on to 15.
Hodge, this time to Irie. And Irie hits this one high, hard. This is going to go into the banana field somewhere over there. That's 6 well-taken runs off the bat of Irie.
That's a good hit. It was in the slot. He got underneath it and he swung it over wide long on. And it went sailing for maximum. And the total now goes on to 140.
148 it would appear.
Just wait on the 144. So I think the ball has been returned. I am sure that umpire Afran Bayamon want to have a look at it just to ensure that all is well. Fortunately not. Hodge tries it on his rag. And there was Eric clearing the fence. He's on 20. With him is Sampal, who is on 15.
Hodge to Airy. And good shot. Down to that long off position. Fielders there picking it up. And they were looking for the second. But he was very aggressive there, Sherman Lewis.
Good piece of work by Lewis.
Yes.
He knocked it down. That had some power on it. He was traveling. He knocked it down and he recovered very quickly. And the return came in very, very sharp. They were looking for 2 and then had to scamper back to their respective creases.
Delivery outside the off stump and it's punched into the cover region. Fielded down there in Asif Hooper. And in that deep cover position, tosses it back to wicketkeeper Douglas. And I believe that's the end of Kabem Hodges' spell.
And at the end of over number 17, it's 145 for 6. So 18 deliveries remaining, and they're still in need. 146 still in need of 51 runs.
51 runs. Possible, it is possible, but the Nepalese batsmen, they'll really need to tear into this Windward Island Volcanoes attack, an attack that certainly has shown that they're prepared to certainly bring the game to Team Nepal. It looks as if it's Asif Hooper who's going to continue from the northern end, himself coming from the northern area, St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
He's actually from this area.
Yes. So, Hooper, this time is going to go into bowl to Sampal.
Sampal, who's on 16. Area at the non-strikers and on 21.
There you saw an opportunity going a begging.
Certainly at this level, that should have been an easy to catch.
Without a doubt.
But certainly really made a meat of it. And in the end, the batters got 2 runs. So 148 for 6.
Hooper to Sampal. Sampal is beaten outside the off stump. And Dylan Douglas was, had he moved, Douglas was there just waiting to whip the bails off.
Definitely. Good take by Douglas.
Hooper. Sampal this time, short third man comes into play. And this might very well.
I think he made his ground. I think Harry is very quick over ground.
He is very quick.
And he got in, but one can see that Sampal favors that shot.
Yes.
And I think what the batters need to do is to bring it a bit closer to him, because to do that, he has that, you may get that opportunity to where he chopped it onto his stumps.
So the diminutive Airy settles as Hooper comes in now. And a delivery which he hits high and hard.
That's gone.
That's
I
gone.
think that would have to find a replacement.
That's into the lands behind the Sparkle playing field.
Into the hills.
Huge hit there from Irie. And
in the slot.
they're showing intent here, Nepal. Can't write them off at this point in time. Irie and Sampal, they're going at it.
And certainly, as we can see the third umpire going out with a box of replacements. And that was a good hit. He lofted that over long on, and it went sailing into the bushes at the top of the hill. And certainly they would have to be rather careful, because these two can really create a bit of a problem.
Well, our cameras are not picking it up, but in the distance, you're seeing some locals trying to make their way through the banana field.
To get to the back of the hill.
Which is a fair distance indeed. That was a really long hit. Probably close to 100 feet. Strike off the bat there by Irie. Solid hit.
Very good sound off the bat as well.
So
it's now 155. So 42
required.
And we are in over number 18. So it's not over until it's over.
So Asif Hooper it is to continue. And Irie
27 to him. And I think Asif Hooper is being watched by his mother as well, who is in the pavilion.
Wonderful. Put down by Hooper. And well, maybe because he said that his mother was here.
Well, I think he flighted that delivery. You can see Airy looking to go hard. It didn't time it, and Hooper, I think he was anticipating he was coming back a little quicker to him. Didn't come back with the pace that he anticipated, and he bobbled it.
Quite unfortunate. He comes in once again now, this time to Sampal, and Sampal looking to heave this one. Ball down the leg side and getting close to that fine leg boundary. Might very well have taken the pad in the process. Let's see. There's no indication.
Inside edge.
Wow.
No signal, so it has to be an inside edge.
2 more runs added nonetheless, and it's 158, is it? For the loss of 6.
And the 18th over has come to an end. Let's see. Seems to be 160. Let's see. Just wait for the scorers to finish tidying up the score on the scoreboard.
It's 159 for the loss of
159
6.
for 6 at the completion of 18. So 2 overs, 12 deliveries, and there's
38 required.
38
runs required, 19 runs per over.
And Sherman Lewis comes back into the attack.
Lewis, who certainly comes at a lot of pace, but was also taken to the cleaners by Bertel. He's back in the pavilion, but Irie has shown that certainly he has the ability.
Well, we can see the locals returning, so perhaps they have found that ball that was hit way into the distance. And
without a doubt, there's that.
There it is.
So there's a bit of a surprise for those 2 youngsters.
So Lewis.
Sherman Lewis to continue. It's time to bowl to Irie. Irie hucks this one high and hard over the bowler's head. That's 6 well-taken runs.
low full toss, and he just
walked into it, yeah. So 19 required for over. There's 6 off the first ball.
So pressure on the bowler.
Without a doubt. And Hooper in the process just having a quick word there with Sherman Lewis. Simply might be saying to him, well, please keep a calm head. And you can't bowl those low full tosses. You're going to certainly feel the pain off the bat of Irie.
165 for 6. 11 deliveries remaining, 32 required.
Goes to Irie. Irie hoiks this one for another 6.
Again, he got the width, and he threw everything at it, and it went sailing over backward point for 6. And really pressure here on Lewis. And we can see Captain Melius now running down to have a word with him as the total hustles on to 171.
Well, it's 12 from 2 deliveries. Still has 4 more to go in this over, plus another 6, so 10 deliveries remaining. And some 26 runs required.
6 runs required.
So the equation is getting more and more in the favor of Nepal. Irie, as we will say in Jamaican and local parlance, he's really doing an Irie job for Nepal. As you say, saw there a while ago, Lewis breaking his run.
He was looking, I think, for the Yorker, but he's not getting it right. And the diminutive Irie really threw the bat at it.
So here comes Sherman Lewis to Irie. And this one, he swings at it. It comes off the upper arm. There was Sampal looking for the single. Didn't happen. And a dot ball resulting.
Exactly. And so he realized that the first 2 deliveries, they were full. They was dispatched over the fence for 6. And this time he went short and got a dot ball in the process. But Irie was looking for that hook shot, but I think it was onto him much quicker than he anticipated.
So Lewis trotters back to his mark as the Nepal physio makes his way off. He came in to have a quick look at Irie, but all is okay. And Sherman Lewis, as Asif Hooper just have a quick word at him, and he now breaks into his stride now to bowl to Irie. Irie fans at one outside the off stump and into the gloves of Douglas. So, is that the 5th ball, is it?
4th delivery.
So 2 more to go in this over. 171 for the loss of 6. And
so the 2 short deliveries have really worked for Lewis. I think if he's going to go short, he needs to keep it close to the body of Irie. And it's not giving him that width to throw the bat. He can fly off the outside edge and land somewhere.
This delivery is so wide. And he put a lot of effort into that one. Maybe
a grunt from the bowler.
He overextended himself there. And it's 172 now for the loss of 6. 25 required from 8.
25 from 8.
Sherman Lewis, certainly a hard worker. And now turn at the top of his mark. He's, since those first deliveries, 2 deliveries, he's pulled it back somewhat. Comes in now and bowls to Irie. Irie fans at one outside the off stump, and it's another wide being signaled. So
2 wides, and that could be very hurtful to the bowling team.
So it's down now to 3 runs per ball. 24 required from 8 deliveries. Exactly 3 runs per ball required from Nepal to win this one. And Irie, he's on 40 not outs. 21 to Sampal. As Sherman Lewis now moves past the umpire. And Irie hits this one. It's gonna go high and over the fence. That's 6 runs. So
that's the 18 that we're looking for. So that's 3 sixes. That's 20 runs in the over thus far.
Right, with one delivery still remaining.
And still one delivery, 179.
So Sherman Lewis.
He has been really taken to the cleaners here by Nepal.
And looks a little bit dejected, but he'll have to certainly summon some courage and bowl this is final delivery of the game. Let's hope it's not a wide or no ball. And you can see that he's trying to settle himself. Lewis. And Irino takes up his batting position as Lewis bowls. And this one is high, over, long off. That's a wonderful shot. That's 6 more.
And that's his 50.
That's his 50. Marvelous innings there from Irie.
He goes on to 52 and really a pour over on the part of Lewis. Some 26 runs coming in that over. 4 sixes, 2 wides, and really the Windwards now would have to pull things back. 12 runs needed off the final over. And really, I think that is putting some pressure on the part of the bowler who's going to bowl that final over. But really a pour over on the part of Sherman Lewis.
Without a doubt. And Redhead is going to be the bowler to bowl this final over. He himself, of course, would have had some stick early on. The Nepal team seems to like the ball coming off the bat.
Yeah, we have seen that. The spinners pull things back, but when you have the faster stuff, they are able to throw the bat at it, they are able to get underneath it, and they are scoring pretty freely. And I think it's something that Captain Millias and the management would have to look at going forward into the next 2 games.
So Sampal it is, the batsman to face Redhead. There we see Asif Hooper just having a quick word. He's always in the game, Asif Hooper. Some encouraging words to the big fast bowler, Redhead out of Grenada. And Sampal just having a quick look at the field. And Redhead just waiting for Hooper to settle in that extra cover position, it looks like, as Redhead now will come past umpire Butler. Sampal to this delivery is hiking this one high, and that's gone.
No.
Is it? It is.
Yes, it is.
Over the cover position for 6.
So 5 deliveries remaining, 6 runs needed, and really the pressure is on the Windwards.
Definitely on the Windward Islands. And these 2 batters have demonstrated that certainly they have the talent to take Nepal over the line. And we can see on our live
191
for 6, but on the live there's a lot of viewers from Nepal. I don't know any Nepalese, I don't know what language you speak, but if you don't understand what we're saying, well, we wish you all the best. And here comes Redhead nonetheless. Comes in out a bowl to Sampal, and this one he just taps it over the head of the point player, fielder, sorry, and he'll come back for the second, and that was all intentional.
Well, he was deceived with the pace. I think it was a slower delivery, but he got his bat and he got it over the backward point in Melios, and they got 2 runs. So 193, 4 runs needed, 4 deliveries.
4 deliveries to go. Sampal the batter. Redhead turns now as he receives the ball from Asif Hooper. One shot can make it happen here for Nepal.
A very good partnership between these 2 here for Nepal.
Goes to Sampal. Sampal pulls.
And that's it.
That's a victory there for Nepal. Winning this by 4 wickets. And certainly a wonderful partnership from Irie and Sampal bringing home this game here today.
Bringing home the game, because at one time it looks as if they were dead and buried. But the faster stuff came back and they capitalized. Really, one would have to give Bertil the props, because he started it, he laid the foundation, and these 2 came and really finished it for Nepal. A good victory for them, 197 for 6 of 19.4 overs, and really from From our viewing point, they seem to like the ball coming onto the bat. It's something that the Windwards would have to look at going forward.
Well, Sherman Lewis, certainly, with that dreadful 19th over where, some 26 runs?
26 runs coming in that over.
Yes, and certainly he was maybe the architect at the back end for the defeat here for the Windward Islands.
Definitely, because coming off at that 26 runs in that over, 12 runs needed off the final over. I think the favor, everything was in favor of Nepal, and they came out rather easily.
So we're going to try and at least have an interview, of course, with the Nepalese and their victory. As you notice, both teams are in the middle and exchanging pleasantries. And we're going to try at least to have an interview with the Nepalese as they certainly continue their journey as far as Cricket World Cup 2024 is concerned, to be held here in the Caribbean. And Rohit.
We'll work on that area. We need to ball in those crucial overs. So yeah, we're looking forward to improve.
All right, first time to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, your impression?
Yeah, I think very, very good place, especially good nature, and yeah, we're enjoying it. We are enjoying it. Looks like same like Nepal, very greenery here. So yeah, enjoying it.
Very well. Well, you have Netherlands, South Africa, and Bangladesh to take on right here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. What do you expect? What in store you think?
Now I think tomorrow we'll go and watch the venue where we are going to play against South Africa and Bangladesh. Look there, and yeah, the main reason to come here was to look the wicket, look the condition, where we need to play the two important games. So now tomorrow we'll go and look at the condition, and yeah, we'll plan accordingly.
Thanks a lot and all the best.
Thank you so much.
There you have it. Rohit, the captain of Nepal, of course, very much expressing the fact that he enjoying the conditions here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They certainly are going to be taking on Bangladesh. They'll be taking on South Africa and the Netherlands. Three warm-up games, three group games, I should say, here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, to be followed by 2 Super 8 games. The construction is very much on at the Annesville playing field, of course, where a significant amount of repair work is being done. There's the installation of lights and, of course, an electronic scoreboard. St. Vincent and the Grenadines saying to the rest of the world that we're definitely ready to take on T20 Cricket World Cup 2024 and going forward. Well, I see the Minister of Sports coming my way. The Honorable Frederick Stevenson, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good. Hey, Danny. Cool, man. I'm good. And exciting cricket game here at Park Hill today. The Windward Volcanoes and Nepal. I was here from the 5th over. And I think it has been a wonderful full game today.
Well, the work is ongoing with regards to the preparation of Arnesville. Bring us up to date as to how things are progressing.
Well, as far as I know, I believe the 4th light tower is in by now, and the other works are ongoing. I know that the area for the mound and the swimming pool area, that is progressing very smoothly. I just yesterday got a photograph of the, because I didn't get to go there yesterday because of an activity here at Park Hill yesterday. But I got some photographs from one of the workers there. The area where the bar is basically completed, just the paint and that sort of stuff. There should be a light tower in that particular area too, so we're just waiting within the next day or two. That one should go up as well. So it would leave one light tower remaining to go up. But the other works are progressing very smoothly at Arnesville, the grounds. I know that the authorities from ICC would be coming to St. Vincent and the Grenadines for the basically the final rolling of the ground to ensure that it's rolled to the standards. Some of the equipment are coming in the replay screen and is here. Work on the area, the platform for the replay screen is ongoing, and maybe by the weekend or early next week we should see the replay screen in there at Arnesville, and then we look forward to the cricket.
All right. Well, we've had a 12-year drought, literally, since we've had international cricket in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The T20 World Cup 2024 is coming. Bangladesh is coming later on, down in the end in December. This ought to be exciting times for the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
I tell you, and not only that, there'll be the West Indies on the 19 team would be here in July. So just after the World Cup. We have in the West Indies on the 19 in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And then we have our own local VPL. And then in October, we have the Independence Masters. And I believe that we should be having about 13, 14 teams coming this year for the Independence Masters. So cricket from the month of June to December. Arnesville would be filled with activity, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines would see some exciting cricket. I'm excited, and I know all of St. Vincent and the Grenadines excited to see cricket back at Arnesville playing field, and I look forward to all the games. I'm going to be a part of all those games.
Thank you very much, Minister, and all the best.
You're welcome, Denny. And see you here on Thursday again.
Definitely, we'll be here.
And on Saturday, all being well. I believe there's this beautiful ground at Park Hill here. I saw the guys here working yesterday, and early in the morning I was told that they were still here. They did a wonderful job in preparing this ground for this match today. And speaking when I came this morning with the manager of Bangladesh, he said he's excited.
Nepal.
Nepal, sorry, right. He's excited. On a sad note though, the cricket fraternity and sports here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we have lost Daiketo, a wonderful and enterprising young man in sports. I saw him a few days at the hospital, and his thing is that he would have been here today. He wanted to come out to see cricket, but such is life. He didn't make it. He left us this morning, and on behalf of the Minister of Sports here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the government, I extend sincerest condolences to his family, his children, his many supporters. Dyke was the kind of go-to man of the Ministry of Sports. If you want a field marked, you call Dyke. And nothing, Dyke, the schools in Bible are going to have this athletics championship tomorrow. Okay, Minister, that's all right. I go mark the field later. I'll go mark it early tomorrow morning. Shatibile is going to have theirs. All right, Minister, don't worry about that. I can take care of that. But he was a good man.
Thank you again, Minister.
You're welcome, Denny. All right.
So there you have it, the Minister of Sports here in St. Vincent Island, Grenadines, Yorba Frederick Stevenson. Game number 1, there are 2 more to come, of course, on Thursday. Nepal once again will be taking on Windward Islands Volcanoes team right here at the Park Hill playing field. And the final game certainly will be on Saturday. Both games carded for 10:30 a.m. starts. VC3, we will be here to bring to you live coverage. And certainly, of course, showing to you, the people here in St. Vincent Island, Grenadines, the region, and the rest of the world, that this little gem we call SVG, we are certainly a beauty, a lot to offer, not just to cricket, but certainly a whole lot across the globe. I'm Anthony Denny, and on behalf of the entire VC3 team, thank you ever so much for being part of this broadcast. See you on Thursday when more cricket continues here at Park Hill.